It's totally flipped my perspective of my family.
American actors Bryan Greenberg, who is well known for his outstanding starring roles as Ben Epstein in the home box office original series How to Make It in America and a recurring role on The Mindy Project, and his wife Jamie Chung, who has made amazing acting roles, have taken center stage to talk about some of the challenges faced by working-class parents and how they have managed to balance acting and parenting. In this video, we will discuss their love story and parenting challenges and carefully dive into the intriguing story of their kids today. Stay tuned and enjoy every bit of this video. How they met. According to Bryan and Jamie's interview with Us Weekly, it was revealed that the pair met in the entertainment industry, and Jamie became attracted to him because of his street sensibility. She said, "I was barely starting in the movie industry where Bryan worked. We just happened to work with the same producers recently, and they kept talking about this Bryan guy. I was like, who is this guy?" Eventually, Jamie had the opportunity to see and talk to Bryan. This experience was amazing for her because she had always wanted to talk to him. After all, other cast members praised and adored him in the industry. It was just like seeing your favorite movie star or television presenter. It is interesting to note that Bryan's sense of humor and amazing fashion sense strengthened their bond because Jamie was characterized as a talker who never ran out of things to talk about and a fashion lover. This allowed them to talk for longer periods and strengthened their bond. Although they remained professional for a while, things took a great turn after they met again at a poolside in a nylon magazine party. Bryan was fascinated by Jamie's physical physique. He said, "That was the first time I saw her in a swimsuit, and honestly, I loved what I saw." After the party, the two began seeing each other more often. Bryan would drop her at home and pick her up for work the following morning. Many people in the industry admired their relationship and hoped it would eventually lead to something stronger. However, their expectations were cut off because Bryan later traveled after their first date, leaving Jamie with a probability of seeing him or continuing the relationship. Even though they lived far apart, this helped the two realize how much they loved, cherished, and desired each other. So, why did they separate? According to an anonymous source, Bryan and his lover briefly separated because they needed time to reflect on their priorities and whether they were truly ready for a serious relationship. One of Jamie's friends even advised her to leave Bryan because, given his past relationship history with other women, he was more of a lover boy than a guy ready to be committed to one woman. Additionally, Jamie was a growing actress who needed to sacrifice enough time and attention to her career to make it big in the Hollywood industry, so dating was probably not appropriate then. Following their split, Jamie shifted her attention to acting and accepted several roles, some of which she never imagined landing. The more she became involved in acting, the less she thought of Bryan and the possibility of becoming his lover. How did things turn out for them? Did they ever get back together? Before we unveil these details, let's explore a little about their lives. A glimpse into the lives of Jamie Chung and Bryan Greenberg. Bryan Greenberg was born on the 24th of May, 1978, in Omaha, Nebraska, United States, to Denise Denny and Carl Greenberg. Omaha is the most populous city in the United States of Nebraska and the county seat of Douglas County. It is the headquarters of 4 Fortune 500 companies, including Berkshire Hathaway, Kiewit Corporation, Mutual of Omaha, and Union Pacific Corporation. Bryan grew up practicing conservative Judaism and went to Beth El Synagogue in Omaha. Little Bryan fell in love with stage acting early on and went to Jewish summer camps, where he performed in plays and visited Israel. When he was 7 years old, Bryan appeared in the lead role in the Omaha Ballet production of The Nutcracker, an 1892 two-act classical ballet by Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky, set on Christmas Eve at the foot of a Christmas tree in a child's imagination. Bryan graduated from Parkway Central High School in Chesterfield, Missouri in 1996. He moved to New York City after high school, earning his Bachelor of Fine Arts in Theater at New York University 4 years later. After graduating from the university, Bryan moved to California to pursue his dream acting career. Thankfully, his certificate made it easy for him to take on small acting roles. However, Bryan was not content. He wanted to be the leading actor and not an extra, so he gave his best performance on stage, which ultimately propelled him to an incredible height. Bryan's first starring role was in the Ben Younger film titled Prime. Ben Younger saw a unique talent in Bryan and chose to help him reach the top, making it feel like a dream come true. Bryan had always wanted to be in the spotlight in the entertainment industry, but felt constrained by some unanticipated circumstances. In the film, Bryan played David Bloomberg, a young artist who fell in love with one of his mother's therapy patients. The film earned many positive reviews from movie directors, producers, and members of the public, exposing Bryan to more acting opportunities. He starred in the American Broadcasting Corporation's October Road a few years later. He also co-starred with Alan Rickman in the American black comedy Nobel's Son, which tells the story of a dysfunctional family dealing with their son's kidnapping for ransom after their father won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry. His series How to Make It in America premiered on home box office on the 14th of February 2010. Notably, The Washington Post described this series as the New Yorkiest thing you could find on television, which is saying something, praising its portrayal of a dirty, scrappy, multi-ethnic New York culture. Unfortunately, this show did not last as long as was expected. On the 20th of December, 2011, Home Box Office announced the show's cancellation, citing its failure to generate a large audience and buzz. However, executive producer Mark Wahlberg expressed hope in an interview for GQ magazine in January of the following year that the show would return on another network. Interestingly, Bryan and Jamie co-starred in the romantic drama Already Tomorrow in Hong Kong in 2015. One of the most exquisite romance-filled movies ever made, it attracted praise from the general public. In addition to acting, Bryan entered the music business, creating incredible songs that drew in more admirers who loved and respected him for his work in the field. It all started in 2007 when he released his first debut album, Waiting for Now. Bryan toured with influential musicians like Michael Tolcher, Ari Hest, Gavin DeGraw, and Graham Colton in his quest for fame and popularity in this field. Consequently, his songs were featured in many of his films and television works, including One Tree Hill, October Road, and Nobel's Son. Due to his growing popularity, Bryan released a second album 3 years later titled We Don't Have Forever. It was produced by Tom Monahan, an American producer, engineer, and musician best known for his work with popular musical bands such as the Pernice Brothers, Fruit Bats, and Vetiver. Having known so much about Bryan, let's explore Jamie's background and early career. It is interesting to note how resilient and ambitious Jamie's journey combines tenacity with cultural pride. From earning a Bachelor of Arts degree in economics at the University of California, Riverside, in 2005 to her active involvement in the Kappa Kappa Gamma sorority, her time in higher education was a period of personal growth, leadership, and development. After enrolling in the university soon after high school, she studied diligently for 4 years before graduating. At that time, she appeared in the 4th season of music television's enduring reality television series, The Real World, San Diego. Music television described her as a diligent student who worked 2 jobs to pay for her tuition and loved to party because of her incredible versatility. Her friends also described her as not having the best taste in men. Jamie completed her studies at Lowell High School, a prestigious citadel of learning known for its rigorous academic standards in 2001. Children who attended this school were said to have excelled academically at that time. Later, this idea led to an inferiority complex between low-esteemed children from other schools and those from Lowell. Her enrollment there in the fall of 1997 followed her time at Aptos Middle School and Commodore Sloat Elementary School. In a nutshell, Jamie's educational journey displayed her drive for success and her parents' emphasis on the value of hard work and learning. Jamie later revealed that her parents were the main factor in her decision to succeed academically because they made it a habit to read history books, watch the news, and have educational conversations with her, rather than playing video games like some of her peers. How thoughtful! Jamie grew up in San Francisco, California, where she was born on the 10th of April, 1983. Raised by her parents, who immigrated from Korea in 1980, she and her elder sister were second-generation Korean Americans. Their parents owned a hamburger restaurant, balancing traditional Korean values with the challenges of building a new life in the United States, which influenced Jamie's diction. Due to how her family combined Korean and American culture, it was hard to believe that Jamie was born in Korea. Once, a woman who came to their restaurant to buy a burger said Jamie was not Korean because of her speech and appearance, but she later found out her full name and was speechless. How hilarious! Jamie was instilled with a strong sense of perseverance and ambition by her parents' dedication and culturally rich upbringing. Jamie developed a passion for business from a young age, so she later decided to study economics at the university. Her childhood experiences, rooted in family values and community support, provided the foundation for her academic and personal achievements in the following years. After her time in the real world, Jamie started her acting career with various small roles in television and movies. These included a Hooters girl in the 2007 comedy I Now Pronounce You, Chuck and Larry, Cordy Hawn in 10 Days of Our Lives episodes, and appearances in CSI NY and Veronica Mars. One of Jamie's earliest on-camera appearances was in the music video for Rihanna's single titled Umbrella, as the first woman to the right of Jay-Z. The video premiered on the 26th of April, 2007. Jamie landed her first significant on-screen role in the American Broadcasting Company's family television miniseries Samurai Girl in the year 2008. Her acting performance in SF Gate was characterized as a promising attempt at television stardom. Additionally, it asserted that the program was an effort to diversify television programming. In 2009, she had supporting roles in the 2009 feature films Sorority Row and Dragon Ball Evolution, where she played the role of Goku's love interest, Chi-Chi. Alongside Demi Lovato and Selena Gomez, Jamie starred in the Disney Channel television movie Princess Protection Program. Jamie had to train physically with Navy SEALs and collaborate with stunt and fight choreographers who had worked on Zack Snyder's earlier films to play Amber in his action fantasy movie Sucker Punch, which came out in March 2011. "I do not sing," Jamie said, expressing her anxiety about having to sing in the movie. "Even though I am Korean, I do not necessarily karaoke, but I am working on it." Then, in September of that year, she voiced Amy Yoshida in the video game X-Men Destiny. Jamie was fortunate to land her first significant feature film role in David Koep's 2012 film, Premium Rush. She portrayed a Korean-American girl who was kidnapped and forced into prostitution by American human traffickers in the independent film Eden, which she starred in that same year. Since 2012, she has appeared in the recurring role of Mulan in the television series Once Upon a Time. Chung co-starred in Sin City, A Dame to Kill For in 2014, which was released that August. That October saw the release of the animated Disney film Big Hero 6, where she provided the voice of Gogo Tamago. Big Hero 6 won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. She reprised the role in Disney XD's 2017 series Big Hero 6, the series, and Kingdom Hearts 3. Interestingly, Jamie and Bryan Greenberg co-starred in the film Already Tomorrow in Hong Kong, released in February 2015. Then Jamie was cast as attorney Lana Harris in the one-hour legal drama Miranda's Rights in March 2016. However, the National Broadcasting Corporation did not pick up the series after the pilot episode. Moving on, Jamie was cast as Blink in the Fox superhero series The Gifted, which debuted in October 2017. She played a younger version of the character played by Fan Bingbing in the 2014 feature film X-Men: Days of Future Past. In August 2020, she appeared in the home box office series Lovecraft Country. She plays the recurring character Ji-ah, a young nurse living in Daegu during the Korean War, who falls in love with American soldier Atticus Freeman. The series' 6th episode centered on Ji-ah and garnered critical acclaim. Jamie stated that this was her most challenging role to date. She added that her experience on the series inspired her to pitch her show, which sold. Given Jamie's amazing on-screen performance, she garnered a lot of public admiration and award nominations in her career years, some of which include the Female Stars of Tomorrow Award and the Golden Space Needle Award for Best Actress for Eden. Now, back to Jamie Chung and Bryan Greenberg's love circle. How did they finally reunite and solidify their love by exchanging matrimonial vows? Keep watching to find out. Marriage and surrogacy. After 1 year of separation, Jamie and Bryan finally came back together, and according to Bryan, this time, it was for good. Jamie traveled to New York, and later reconnected with her lover. In 2012, their relationship was no longer a secret as it became known to friends, family members, and the public. 2 years later, when Jamie was 32 and Bryan was 37, Bryan got down on one knee before Jamie, asking her to be his wife, lifetime partner, and mother to his unborn children. This moment was indeed magical for Jamie, who had never expected the proposal. According to her, Bryan had called her earlier that day, asking her to get ready for dinner with him, unaware that he had other plans. The hall erupted in applause, advice, and adorable photos after Jamie quickly said yes to his proposal. Jamie smiled from ear to ear as she hugged her husband-to-be. It was indeed a beautiful sight. Jamie and Bryan began marriage preparations after the engagement in late 2014. Jamie worked with Monique Lhuillier to design a dress for her big day, with blue, gray, and black as her wedding colors. She said, "My big day was coming, and I wanted to do my very best to make that day memorable. I wanted my bridesmaid to feel sexy, so we had a champagne fitting, and we adjusted it to their bodies." Her gown was a combination of 2 dresses. Jamie said, "There is this coin my sister gave me that my dad used to carry in his pocket. We believed this coin was my daddy's good luck charm all his life, so I wanted to sew a little pocket in my wedding dress for that." Although it sounded funny, Jamie eventually sewed a pocket in her wedding dress and put the coin in it, hoping for a blissful wedding and family. Leading up to the wedding, Jamie celebrated her bridal shower with a garden-inspired affair in August 2015 and partied with her closest girlfriends for her bachelorette bash. Jamie's fiancé, Bryan Greenberg, surprised her with a sweet note, champagne, and strawberries when the group arrived at the Hard Rock Hotel, Riviera Maya in Mexico. Jamie described that time as full of love, laughter, care, and support, saying that it was a unique and wonderful opportunity to have all of her female friends from different places in one place. Following a private yoga session and sunbathing on the beach, Jamie and her friends went to the hotel's Bret Michaels Suites for a private dinner. There, they roasted s'mores and partied at Club Heaven. Jamie was then pleasantly surprised by her friends with a gorgeous cake. It was indeed an unforgettable night. Finally, the long wait was over. On the 31st of October, 2015, Jamie, Chung, and Bryan Greenberg officially tied the nuptial knot in front of their friends and family at El Capitan Canyon in Santa Barbara, California. In addition, were you aware that their union was celebrated for 3 days? After getting married, the couple decided to throw a Halloween-themed weekend retreat at El Capitan Canyon, where guests showed up dressed as the holiday and had a great time. In 2019, she revealed that she had started the process of oocyte cryopreservation due to personal reasons. What is oocyte cryopreservation and its role in a woman's reproductive function? According to intense medical research, most women have more control over their reproductive schedules when they freeze their eggs, otherwise known as oocyte cryopreserving. This allows them to pursue other objectives before having children. Many people believe egg freezing is a useful strategy for balancing motherhood and career goals, even though results are not assured. This is particularly true for women who are having trouble getting pregnant because of medical treatments, or who decide to put off getting pregnant for personal reasons. Consequently, it has helped many women achieve pregnancy when ready for parenting. What causes fertility issues in women, and why do some women decide to have an oocyte cryopreservation? It has been scientifically proven that some genetic factors and age-related declines in egg quality and quantity are only a few key contributors to fertility issues. Surprisingly, freezing eggs at a younger age increases the chances of future successful pregnancies, although some dominant genetic and health factors may also play a role. This act further helps working-class women who are not yet ready to have kids after getting married due to personal reasons. Did you also know that oocyte cryopreservation is used for various medical, social, ethical, and legal indications besides being a medical term? Initially, oocyte freezing was only tried to preserve fertility in women whose cancers were scheduled to receive gonadotoxic chemotherapy or radiation. Then, after the American Society for Reproductive Medicine approved its use for fertility preservation in 2013, it became widely used for various medical indications such as donor egg banking and social egg freezing to overcome age-related decreases in fertility potential. In October 2021, Chung and Bryan had twin sons who were born via surrogacy, a legally supported arrangement whereby a woman agrees to childbirth on behalf of another person who will later become the child's parents after birth. It is believed that people pursue surrogacy for a variety of reasons, such as infertility, dangers, or undesirable factors of pregnancy, or when pregnancy is a medical impossibility. Although the gestational carrier and the child's post-birth parent are both parties to a surrogacy relationship or legal agreement, the gestational carriers are typically referred to as surrogate mothers. Although Jamie has been sharing some of her photos with the twins on her Instagram account, she and her husband have chosen to keep personal details about their children private due to the circumstances surrounding their birth. However, in an interview with Exclusive News, Jamie discussed some of the challenges she faced with her now 2-year-old sons. She said, "It is a different kind of toughness. However, it is certainly rewarding now that they are interacting and playing with Bryan and me." Conversely, Bryan cited the early wake-up calls as one of the most challenging aspects of parenthood, but he enjoys being a part of his children's joys and seeing the world through their tiny blue eyes. For Bryan and Jamie, becoming parents has undoubtedly been a journey, including juggling the demands of raising 2 children while attending to their other careers. In 2023, Chung voiced Vax, a freedom fighter and recurring character in My Dad the Bounty Hunter. Although Jamie was initially terrified of losing everything she had worked for in the name of becoming a mother, she decided to become a housewife and mother to address this problem and free up her husband to concentrate on his career. At the same time, she gives her children more attention. On the career front, Bryan Greenberg made his directorial debut with the film Junction, centered on a modern-day opioid crisis in America from 3 different perspectives. On January 2024, it was announced that VMI Releasing acquired the United States distribution rights to the film, which was initially scheduled to be released in theaters and on VOD on the 24th of January. The release date was later changed to January 20-6. Surprisingly, Jamie joined the Hulu comedy series Unprisoned cast in its 2nd season, which spanned 8 episodes, premiering on the 17th of July, 2024. Recently, there have been some online rumors that Jamie is the twins' biological mother. Some have claimed that the twins were born through gestational surrogacy, while others claim that Jamie was infertile and had to perform an undercover operation to conceive the children. As a result, she and her husband have chosen to keep private information about the twins out of the public eye. This has further raised more eyebrows and speculations concerning their parenthood. However, none of these have been proven to be true. What are your thoughts concerning Jamie and Bryan's love story and their children's lives? Let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Before you go, turn on the notification bell and click the links on your screen to watch more of our videos.